Hello, everybody. As always, it is me, Vesper Noir of HOLOSTARS English, and tonight I get to interview the great Magni Desmond.
Yes, hello everyone. I appreciate you putting the honorific. A lot of people forget the great part, but yes, I am the great Magni Desmond, alchemist of Tempest, HOLOSTARS English. Thanks for having me today, Vest.
Okay, let's jump into it.
Sure, let's do it.
The same first question that I asked Axel. If you had $1,000 like in your hand right now, it just like appeared in your hand, and you could spend it on anything, what do you buy with it?
Probably streaming gear. Yeah, I'd probably buy like a second computer, a new tablet, new drawing tablet.
He's such a hard worker, right? Like, we're not blowing smoke when we say that like this guy lives for his work. It's like insane.
Actually, wait, hold on. $1,000? What am I saying? I can't buy a new tablet. I can't even build a second computer. Like that.
You're always looking to like upgrade your streaming content or like
Yeah.
just content in general, which is like really admirable. I think Axel would be the opposite end of the spectrum, and then I think I'm a balance.
We give that kid too much of a bad rep as well.
I mean, he's just buying
He's
food.
a hard worker,
He's
but yeah.
He's a hard worker, but like all of his money is probably just going to be dumped into food. Within like a 5-mile radius of where he lives in Northern Elysium, like all of the fast food joints are just going to be raking in cash, and they're going to be like,
right.
Where's all this money coming from? Right? Like, and then I think I'm next to Axel. I've got like a pretty healthy balance, and I have a lot of like stuff that I would want to buy off stream. You know, like I've got a lot of hobbies that require upkeep. And then I think Altair would be kind of like you, where he's very focused on his content and stuff would go back into the content. And you're like the extreme end, where I feel like your clothes are all like frazzled and stuff like that, just because you don't like buy clothing or like essentials for living, and it just goes all into like streaming, you know?
Yeah, you know the meme where it's like, dang, you live like this?
Yeah, that's you.
I'm still sitting in my pancake filth, by the way. I was too lazy and tired to clean that up. When I walked into my my laboratory, the Dark Souls boss music's played and a health bar spawned, and I was like, oh, what is this? It's the pancake filth has become sentient.
You have a very, very unique approach to art, specifically like the speed, right? Like the speed. I've never seen anyone draw like better art quicker than you, and it's just like, how does he do that, right? Can you tell us a bit about the path that you took to develop your style?
Yeah, I guess the speed thing is very weird to me, because that's nothing I've ever consciously tried, and I've never even heard that about myself until we debuted. You guys and chat told me that. Like, I've never heard that about myself, because you know I've never really like been drawing for a live audience. I don't know. I just I mean, I do remember going down to the pier and seeing like those street artists do caricatures and stuff. And at theme parks and stuff, and I always thought that was cool. I think I am like a motivated and focused individual, but I just don't have the patience for like anything. You know, like I can't work on a piece for more than like one sitting. It gets boring to me. Or the opposite, like I can't stop. Like I need to finish this full thing now, even if it takes like hours and hours and hours. Because I that bad feeling of stopping the piece or coming back to it, leaving it unfinished, it just like gnaws at me. Like I can't really make finished pieces. In fact, I don't think I've ever made a finished piece in my life with like a full background and everything. But I think I'm really good at conceptualizing it in my head, like having a very clear image in my head of what I want to convey on the canvas.
Are there any artists that have like significantly influenced your style or your approach to art? And then like in what ways did they influence you?
For inspiration, probably I've talked about the Sonic comics, like I really enjoyed. In terms of style, I loved Calvin and Hobbes as a kid. I mean, I had already started to develop my style at this point, but Newgrounds for me was a big inspiration.
Yes, Newgrounds.
Yeah, I'm a Newgrounds kid for
me
sure.
Too.
The Madness animations, Ego Raptor was a huge inspiration for me, for my art. And like I think like laid the grounds for like kind of my comedic like inspirations too. But yeah, Newgrounds, like this is the ultimate show. You talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Like that kind of stuff. I ate that stuff up as a kid.
Like, you know the crappy little comics that Ego Raptor used to do? And my favorite one is like Dudley gets fast food. It's like, I would like some waffle fries. And it's like, I would like some chicken nuggets and some waffle fries or something. And then like a little grandma is like slowly getting closer and he goes, close counter! Like, just like...
Oh, man.
Okay, next question. We're going to move away from the art. This is something that I asked Axel as well. And I think it's a good question to like get to know people, like on a personal level. What are the things that make you the angriest?
If they're an asshole, right? I know that like that sounds like a joke, but actually, your first impression of someone, I'm just like, man, this person just like doesn't got the right vibes. And it doesn't matter if you're an extrovert, introvert, you can always tell. These type of like that guy, quote unquote, that guy. Everyone knows. Everyone has one of those guys. You all know that guy, and he's always just like trying to prove a point. Always trying to put you down about something. There's always that guy. Also, the thing that makes me the angriest in this world is animal cruelty.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh my gosh, nothing makes me like just absolutely boiling angry than like animal cruelty. Even just like I'll be out and about and it's hot and I'll see people like walking their dog without the little booties and I'm like, you piece of work. The worst part is when you see that, it's not that they're trying to be purposefully malicious, they're just like an idiot,
ignorant,
you dumb piece of work. You just like can't just think for more than 5, like, oh, maybe it's like so hot, I hate animal cruelty so much.
Yeah, I think people are calling us out for like, oh, you hate the people that neglect and don't treat their pets well, yet you both don't treat Axel very well.
He's not my pet.
I don't think so either, but I don't know.
He's not my pet.
Maybe we should treat him better. I don't know.
Pet owners, haven't you ever like looked at your little chonker and going like, you fat piece of, you disgusting like chonky ass, like stupid, like idiot. It's not that you mistreat your pet, but like, you know what I mean? Or like, look at you, you're so, like it's like endearing, it's just because you love them so much.
That's us with Axel. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. That's a good answer. That's like a really good one, and I agree with you 100%. Okay, next question. It's because I feel like we got a lot of people in our audience that also want to be VTubers or like content creators. And like for those guys, for those people, can you share any advice on what not to do, what to avoid? Like just general advice, but like specifically like, hey, don't do this. Like it's not a good idea.
It's kind of a meme and people, it's like, oh, don't care about the numbers. But like, actually, it's legitimately a very big pitfall that I feel people fall into. I know that like, it's like, well, numbers, that's what makes you able to survive as a content creator. But it's never good enough. I cannot stress this enough. And you tell yourself you would be happy with whatever arbitrary number. It's never enough. It's never enough. First it's 1,000, then 10,000, 100,000, 500,000, hypothetically.
Yeah.
But eventually you'll find something. You'll find something that hits. And everyone can find something to work, to some degree. And once you do, it's very hard. And I feel so many people lose touch and they start to metagame themselves. So it's like, I made this thing and people like this thing, but now I'm trying to make things that people like instead of making the thing that they happen to like. I'm very happy to be in Tempest because we have people that we can ping pong off of and ask for advice and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you're on your own, one, people aren't going to be as honest with you. And two, you just might not have people to talk to. I like to use the phrase like getting lost in the sauce. Don't get lost in the sauce. You have to, and don't get me wrong. Like, listen, I love money, man. And, I like attention, sure. But it's not about like me saying, be true to yourself. I mean, I am saying that, but it's not because it's like, the most important thing is to believe in yourself and do what you want to do. It's like, no. I get that it's like a market and whatever. Yeah. But I'm saying you need to do that because if you don't, you will like fail because your content will reflect that. Everything's a balance, but yeah. So, and this is also touchy, but that also, like, I feel people start to do that and they start to make content instead of value.
Content instead of value?
I don't want to call people out. I'm going to try to speak as generally as possible.
Yes.
Like making content. Oh my gosh, my viewers would love it if I
ate really hot sauce.
Yeah, I was just about to say. You beat me to the punch. My viewers would love it if I did like a donation goal to eat hot sauce.
It's true, yeah.
Versus, but I mean, you're on the same coin though. Versus being very engaging and likable, which is also you. So that's the good way to do it, which you do, in which instead of worrying about the base, the core, the content, the personality, they're trying to like make content instead of making value, and that won't lead you anywhere worth going to.
That's actually really
you're
good
just
advice.
gonna
It applies to me too. It's something I need to think about. Okay.
I don't want to get too meta here, but I have a lot of ideas. But if I'm being honest, my debut week, I tried to pick the most boring crap possible. Not gonna lie.
Is there a reason?
Because I wanted people to come watch me for me, not because I did some crazy art pancake stream or because I had some kind of weird wonky video idea. I'm like, Thief Simulator, this game looks garbage. Hey, if they watch this and they enjoy it, they'll watch me for anything.
We've lost permissions for Thief Simulator. It's gone. Sorry to any future HOLOSTARS that desperately wanted to play Thief Simulator.
Thief Simulator is watching right now.
Yeah.
He's wearing Magni merch and like a Magni headband and Magni light sticks. And he's like, yeah, he played my stream his first week. And he's like, he's like in the shower and that sad
he's
music
like crying,
plays.
Yeah, like he's like in fetal
he's
position.
In the shower. My tears don't dry when white. My tears don't go.
So good.
Hey, do you guys know that Thief Simulator 2 is coming on Steam? You can go to Steam and
please
put it on
check
your
it
wish
out.
list before it comes out. Thief Simulator 2 is coming out soon on Steam.
Make sure to click that affiliate link. It really helps us out, you know?
Yeah. Go go on add it to your wish list. The devs are looking for, people are looking forward to that game.
Okay, next question. This is like another general question that I asked Axel as well. If you could have a single superpower, what would it be and why?
You know how Dr. Manhattan points at people and makes them explode? I want to be able to do that.
What would you even call that power? Because it's like invisibility, flight, super strength, super speed. I want to be able to point at people and make them explode.
Yeah. Power. Strength. Which is also hilarious because like I don't think he needs to point, but he's like you, and then in their last moments, he's like pointing at it, and they're like, oh god no.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question: why do you want that power? Like, for what reason do you want
to kill people? Yeah. Yeah. It's also funny because like he's so powerful, he could probably just like make him disappear forever,
Yeah, he could just
but he like, and it's like visceral, right? It's like the guts are flying everywhere.
Okay, so I tell myself that I like this question because it helps me get to know people better more. And I feel like my understanding of you, of Magni Desmond as a person, has actually gone down. It hasn't gone up. There's like more questions. There's more questions now than there was before.
Well, okay, so for me, it's more of a comedy thing. Like I explained to it, I want that power because it's very absurd.
You just want it in theory.
Yeah. So why does he like point at people, make them explode? He could just like undo whatever like bad thing he doesn't want. But he's just like, no, I'm gonna make him like implode. It's like hilarious. It's so funny.
Interesting. A little bit scary, but okay. Next question. You've mentioned like lots of times that you're like a big media guy. Do you have biases toward like a specific genre? You mostly mention like superhero like stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I love superhero stuff. I'm like a DC guy, unfortunately. But I like Marvel. I love superpower stuff. The more like darker themed ones and stuff. My favorite superhero is the Flash.
Next question. What do you think is the most important part or element of making a good movie or show? And it sounds like world building. Like, would
100% world building. Like I said, you can have the most stupidest settings, stupidest characters.
Yeah.
Or like wacky, and as long as the world building is good, like people will eat it up. I mean, look at like Undertale. I mean, it's got like character. I don't want to say it visually is quote unquote bad, but it's like 8-bit. It looks like something you draw in an Etch-a-Sketch, right? But the world building is so good, and that's why I think people enjoy it.
What about that like makes it so important to be
it's like escapism.
It's so interesting that you mentioned like escapism. So do you think that a truly successful piece of media like gets as many people as possible like imagining themselves inside the world?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I kind of lost my train of thought with that. But yeah, the escapism, like people want to like believe. Well, it's like no one actually believes, right? But
but it's like the Sonic OC, right? There's just a gajillion, like everybody's putting themselves in that world.
They're just invested. For me, a lot of media, like, because I never inserted myself into like Lord of the Rings or like Harry Potter or anything like that.
I did.
You have my tea. You have my sword, and you have my bow and my tea.
Much. This is embarrassing, but I self-inserted as a as a Nazgul. Because there's one named
You're making
Nazgul.
fun of me
There's
for
one-
wanting Dr. Manhattan exploding powers, but you're OC, you're a Nazgul?
Listen, brother, listen. There's one named Nazgul, and he doesn't even have a name. He's the Witch King of Angmar, right? And the other ones, they don't have any names. It could be anybody. It could be me. It could be you. It could be anybody, right? Yeah.
Wanting to know more, right? That's what's so good about Lord of the Rings. And
Yeah, absolutely.
this is why Dark Souls is so popular. There's a
Dark
balance,
Souls,
right?
yeah.
Because it's like, okay, are you being like cryptic or are you just like not saying anything? Because the Nazguls, like in the first movie, you know, just like, what is that? Right? It's like such a simple question. Like, what is that? I want to know more.
I agree 100%. It's a key element to like being really loyal to like a piece of media, right? Yeah. I agree with that. Okay. We're gonna move along. We got 2 questions left. Let's get like real spicy here. What are the qualities that it would take to capture the heart of the great Magni Desmond?
Yeah.
What makes your heart go doki doki?
What I can say, the qualities that I could probably talk about are
You could probably talk about it.
I like confidence. You know, like they know what they're about, what they want. They have goals. They're very defined people. I'm not looking for someone to kind of drag along or have to take care of. I like people that are really set with like who they are.
Okay. One more question. I think I asked this to Axel. I want to ask this to like everybody that I ever get to interview. Could you tell us one thing about yourself that we would never be able to guess unless you told us this like right now, because it's never going to come up?
Oh man, I think people would consider me like quote unquote extroverted, but I'm very not. I love talking to people, meeting people, but I get very I'm very withdrawn, like outside of the social setting and outside of streams, I'm very reserved and I just want to be left alone.
Interesting.
And I go into my shell and I just like recharge. Oh wait, I know. I'm scared of balloons.
Why are you scared of balloons? What?
I don't know. I have like legitimate fear of balloons. I don't know. I have never been like diagnosed, but I have extreme anxiety with balloons. Like when they're full of air and like they're bouncing around, like dung dung dung, and stuff in general, like drums. I dislike tires, like big tires. I hate like that airy like boom boom boom, like kind of like resoundingness of the balloons. And balloons are like the best example because they're just so like this. Like I'm getting kind of hives like thinking about it right now. Like I get like, again, I don't know if I have like, if there's such a thing as like balloonophobia, but I literally have had like panic attacks. Like I just wish I could die right now. I wish I could just like not exist because I'm having such a visceral reaction to this.
I've actually read a book with a character who had a very similar fear. Like you just mentioned it, tires. The main character had an intense fear of tires because when she was a child, she watched a man fixing a tractor and the tire exploded while he was fixing the tractor. He flew up into the air and landed on a fence and got impaled by the fence and died.
That's crazy.
And then after that, she was afraid of
I mean, that
tires.
makes sense though, because that's like an associated trauma. I don't think I've ever had anything like that, or I don't know if I'm blocking out of my memory, but yeah.
Is it just a general fear of like popping or exploding? Like
it's the fact that they're like hollow and filled and they kind of resound like dong dong dong. I hate that. And balloons are like the most common thing, but like big drums, big tires, like volleyballs, basketballs. I hate basketballs too. Like that.
No kidding.
I hate this like even just like plastic bags filled with stuff like air. I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm legitimately getting like hives right now, like shivers. Oh my god.
We should just move on then. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's all the questions that we have, and thank you for hanging out with me and answering these questions.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I learned a lot about you. The superpower one was kind of like I need to unpack that. Okay, everybody. Thank you and good night. Take care.
See ya.